Today, let's talk about chords and how chords are put together and so forth. First off, a chord is called a triad, and the reason why it's called a triad is because it has 3 parts to it. So let's build some triads together and see how they turn out. So I'll do it in the treble clef first. So basically, I got the treble clef here, and then let's just use our musical alphabet, which we'll have up here: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and so forth. It repeats from that point on. So I'm going to go in the key of C, and I'm just going to write a C scale. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So I have a C scale written out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically harmonize a C scale. So I got a C note here, and I'm going to go up. Basically, it's built off of threes, off of thirds. So I have a C. What's 3 away from C? 1, 2, 3. E. What's 3 away from E? 1, 2, 3. G. So I can keep stacking thirds from that point on. 3 away from D? 1, 2, 3, 4. Be F. And then 3 away from F? 1, 2, 3. A. And so forth. I can keep on doing that for all of them. And then that repeats there for that C chord there. So basically I got a C chord here. I'll write this out in Roman numerals. And basically I'm going to do I talked about the 1, 4, and 5 already as being the major triads. The minor triads are the 2, the 3, the 6, and then we got a special one. It's called diminished. And then I'll put one over there again. And I'll talk more about the diminished chord a little bit later on. So basically here, I got this harmony here written out. And with this here, you can see that these triads here, I was able to harmonize that scale with these chords here. And with this here, if you're a songwriter, if you're a musician, you're like anticipating what you're able to do, what you're able to play wise on the piano. So let's go to the piano and hear how these sound. Here I'm at the piano, and so here is a C major scale. And now I'm going to do the harmonies. So that's how that sounds. So if you listen to it, if I play the scale, that's how that sounds together, each note at a time on there. And basically, again, if I'm building triads, I'm building threes. Here's C, 1, 2, 3 is E, and then from E, 1, 2, 3 is G, D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, E, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, F, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, G, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now with the chords, we have the 1, 4, and 5, which are major. And one way you can describe that is it sounds happy. Major chords sound happy. The minor chords are the 2, 3, and 6. And one way you can kind of describe that is being sad sounding. Then you got the special one, which is the diminished. And one of my teachers in theory basically said that 0 that I put out to the side there is that it's missing its root. So the way that it functions is it functions as a 5-7 chord, and we talked about the 1, 4, and 5. The 5-7 chord wants to go back home to the 1 chord. So in a lot of ways, the 7 chord in rock and roll, and even in jazz, and even in classical music, really to get down to it, that 7 chord there, it functions as a chord that wants to, an unstable chord, a dissonant chord, and we got the 7th in there as well. It functions as a chord that wants to be resolved to home, back to the tonic key. Same way if I play the G7 chord, it wants to resolve back to home. So the 5-7 and the 7 chord functions the same way. All right. And if you don't have this quite down, then I'll do some more of these lessons. But basically, if you just believe me, the G7 chord functions the same as the B diminished. And you can hear it's similar. It's one note off. It's missing one note. It functions the same way. And that's the way we talk about when we do theories, is how things are functioning. So basically, I got the 1, the 4, and the 5 being major triads. I got the 2, the the 3 and the 6 being minor, and then I got the special diminished chord, which is the 7th chord. So again, here we are here. I got to be playing that on the piano. You get to hear how these sound on here. And here's basically a simple way of building triads. We'll just take a note. We'll just take C, for example. And for the folks that don't read music very well, I'll just write C out to here. 3 away from C is E. 3 away from E is G. So that's how that triad is spelled there. So it's spelled C, E, G. And if I want, I can still add more things. And I'll do another video on this, but this is kind of a precursor to that. Is that if I keep stacking thirds, I can get bigger chords. So this is a triad. That's a 7th. That's a 9th. That's 11th, and then we have the 13th. And after the 13th chord, that's the biggest chord that we can get, because then we're just going to repeat the root at that point there. So that's a little bit something to look forward to down the line. So anyways, these are how triads are put together, and rock and roll.